Keep them hashtags, you know I see ya. Talk about you the best, people never heard of ya. It's all about the punchlines, you know they clever. Alright, so welcome again, Misfits. We just got done watching, well, I got done watching the whole show Raw with Josh. You just watched the last hour, right?
Yeah, what's up, Misfits? I caught the last hour of Raw because 3 hours is too much. And during the second hour of Raw, I was watching HBO's The Young Pope. So that was the season finale. And I like that show. And I think we should watch that show and talk about that instead of Raw all the time.
Well, I would, but I don't have HBO, then I probably have to, if the feds aren't hearing right now, I have to download it illegally.
We'll figure out a way. But tonight's Raw. So usually when we do these pay-per-views, I always ask, like, was it worth your time? And I'm still going to be stuck up on that. I think 3 hours is too long. So was Raw worth it tonight?
Raw was worth it. I think they were trying to go off the momentum of, I think with SmackDown yesterday, I think they're trying to go off that momentum of, because SmackDown, the Elimination Chamber was very good. And I think Raw wanted to try to outdo that, even though I don't think they wanted to wait till their pay-per-view of Fastlane. So I think they wanted to do something with Raw itself.
What's one of the little benefits of having the draft is at least you have two rosters that will compete, and when one gets an opportunity at a pay-per-view like last night with Elimination Chamber, like you said, the Raw guys are probably like, no, we could still do a better show.
Yeah, I think they did good. All right, let's go off in the first one. Let's talk about the main event. Main event was, I feel like, what the top of moments of the show, and we'll talk about the number 2 one. But the top one that I think was the show was the main event itself. With I like how they're giving the women again the main event, and I think they showed that they can go. You know, they can keep going with this momentum. You know.
Yeah, and the matchup, tonight's main event was Charlotte defended her Raw Women's Championship against the number 1 contender, Bayley.
It was a very good match. I gotta say, it was a very good match watching both of them. Charlotte, she continues to impress me. She's basically the best in the division. No matter what you say, you know, Sasha Banks is very good, Bayley's very good, but Charlotte is like the Ric Flair of this division, and she's got the mannerisms of her dad. Just everything that she does with pulling down, with the whole pulling down her knee pad and then doing the knee drop onto Bayley with the roll and everything, getting thrown into the corner, getting flipped over just like her dad. Her dad usually just goes to the top rope, and that never really worked out for him.
No, it did not.
And these two had a very good main event, I gotta say. What were your thoughts about watching the whole main event?
Before we even get to the main event, I am a huge Mickie James mark. So you said that Charlotte was the best. I think Mickie and Charlotte would have an amazing match, and hopefully, like with the draft, maybe we see that in a year or two. Let that story build. Now you can have both these female wrestlers can become the best in their respective brands, and then hopefully we could see that in the future. But focusing on tonight's match, it was very good between Charlotte and Bayley. And like you said, Charlotte is very much like her father, where she's very intense. She goes after her opponents. She's relentless. And Bayley is a very good face character that you sympathize because she's one of us and you want to watch her succeed. But Charlotte is genetically superior than Bayley. So it's a very good matchup, just storyline. And then both the women, they brought it. They had a very good match, and I'm happy with how it ended. But it's weird how the WWE has treated the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, a lot of people I've heard that said that it's kind of like flip flop, but it's competition into the whole thing. And what I'm interested in is if they ever brought up Asuka, how they're gonna handle that whole thing, because
I figure she goes to SmackDown.
You think so? Because
yeah,
either way, if she goes to Raw or SmackDown, she is dominating either one.
Oh yeah, but I just for some reason see her on SmackDown before Raw. But we haven't said it yet, but Bailey won this match. So Bailey is the new WWE Raw's Women's Champion. And this is her first time winning it, correct?
This is her first time winning it. After having, I think, she beat Charlotte once already, but that was non-title. And then she had the Royal Rumble where she lost. That was for the title. And then she had her opportunity tonight where she won. But I feel like this match, what they did on Raw, the physicality, all the action and everything, what they did to each other and all that, I think that should have been on the Rumble. Like they should have had that type of match, what they had tonight, on the Rumble. And
I think that this win should have happened at either Rumble or at Mania. It's a little weird that it happened on the Raw.
yeah, but I go back to the whole thing about the Elimination Chamber, the hype that came off of that one. And I think they were just trying to do something to top that. And
But to me, it also comes off a little bit of quick booking, short booking, just doing it on the fly. Because I think it would have been better to have that Mania crowd. Bailey wins it at Mania. That's her moment. But instead, she'll defend and probably retain at Mania.
let's talk. We had I want to point out just one thing in the match. Bailey always does the top rope elbow, and she reminds me so much of Randy Savage. Randy Savage has the best top rope elbow ever. No one can. I don't think anybody has ever done anything like this. And then Bailey has, I feel like, the second most better flying elbow. And that could be argued by anybody. Anybody could argue that, but just the way her form is and everything just reminds me of so much of like Randy Savage.
I mean, I watched the replay when it happened, and it was a very good elbow. And even Cole calls it the Macho Man elbow, but she hit it very well. So just going on just what we saw tonight, yes, I agree.
It's good. Bailey won. I give that main event. I give that main event the best moment of the night.
Good. So for you, that was the best part of Raw then.
Best part of Raw. And let's segue into like the second part. Let's talk about the talk about part also. You got the friendship.
Festival of Friendship.
Festival of Friendship. Let's talk about that. It kind of reminds me of what Mick Foley tried to do with The Rock. The whole celebration.
This is your life.
This is your life and everything. But this was Chris Jericho's version of it. And you could tell Kevin Owens was not having it. It seemed like he wasn't having it through the whole thing.
Well, I miss, I guess, part of it because I come in when Chris, I guess, starts showing some of his gifts to Kevin. But what did I miss before then? Or did I not really miss much?
Well, they had the whole the dancers that they always have in Vegas and everything come out. It's a big celebration. Jericho's hyping it up, and he introduces Kevin Owens and everything, and then he presents him. They're in the middle of the ring, presents him with some type of sculpture where they're like, it's like two people holding each other, and even I was looking at that and I was kind of okay. I don't. This is kind of bringing me back to the Billy and Chuck days, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then the whole, the making of Kevin Owens painting,
right?
And that was kind of weird. Also, even Kevin Owens is like, you got no pants on.
Well, Jericho is a musician. He is an artist. He respects art, and art doesn't have to be your narrow view. Art can be friendship of two figures almost hugging and maybe a little uncomfortably close. So that's why Kevin acted the way he did. Or it could be, the creation of Kevin.
Could be. But overall, he presented him with the list of he says it's a new list. So he picked it up.
Well, before that even happens, they fake a Goldberg appearance.
Everybody, if
This
anybody
is a
remembers
fun
Gilbert,
part. Yeah, so instead of Goldberg's entrance starts playing and Goldberg doesn't come out, Kevin starts looking at Jericho like, what's going on? And then we get the low rent version of Goldberg's entrance because it's Gilbert coming out.
sparklers and fire extinguishers and everything.
So Gilbert starts coming down the ring, and then Kevin had enough of this, so he goes and he just beats up Gilbert.
I don't know. I
It
think,
was fun.
it was fun, but I think Kevin Owens was getting annoyed of it. You can tell that he was getting annoyed of it, and he presented him with a gift. Jericho opened it, thought it was a new list. Once he lifted up the list, it says the list of KO on the back, and Jericho was surprised that his name was all over the list.
So from there, Kevin Owens turned on Jericho, beat him up. They did a long beatdown segment here. Owens throws him to the outside into the barricades right next to the fans. He hits him with the power bomb on the side of the ring, which, as we know, is the hardest part of the ring. Then he brings Jericho back into the center of the ring where they have. Well, now, was this the Jeritron or is this just a normal TV?
I think it was like a Jeritron type thing. It kind of reminds me of when Jericho did the same thing to Shawn Michaels, threw him into the Jeritron.
Mm-hmm. So Kevin Owens throws Jericho into the TV or Jeritron, and okay, that's the breakup. That's, everyone knew this was going to happen, but it finally did.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for Fastlane? Do you think Jericho is going to cost Kevin Owens his title in his match against Goldberg, or is Goldberg going to run through Kevin Owens regardless of if Jericho gets involved or not?
Well, these guys had their quarrels before, and I don't think they're going to come back from this. I don't think Chris Jericho's going to be like, I forgive you, and I'm going to help you, because he beat him down. So I think Jericho, early in the night, I don't think you saw this, but early in the night when Triple H arrived, he arrived with Samoa Joe, and in the limo, they both arrived with each other. I think they both arrived with each other, and Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, they were talking with each other in the back, and then Triple H came in and said, I need to talk to you. And then Kevin Owens goes, okay. Jericho goes, okay. And then he goes, no. I need to talk to him alone. And Jericho's like, okay, that's cool. Later on in between segments, they showed Triple H talking to Kevin Owens. So there's something going on there. If no one has been following, Kevin Owens is the champion for the reason of Triple H. So something's going on there. But I think when they go into Fastlane, I think maybe Jericho might cost Kevin Owens his title. That could be where it's going.
And that's how you get the Jericho versus Kevin Owens at Mania match.
Yes. But I think it's a long time coming, and it's time for them to fight it out and see where this goes after that.
It also sounds to me like you're saying maybe Triple H is starting to bring back the Authority, rebuild it with Joe and Owens and whoever else.
Could be. I don't know. Samoa Joe. Speaking of Samoa Joe, he had an interview with Michael Cole, which he looked like he was getting annoyed of that. And he said he said a line in there when he said he's not coming to Raw to just be here and be happy just because he made it here, like Sami Zayn. Later on in the night, Sami Zayn had a match and he won, and he had an interview on the stage, and he said he had some very choice words for Samoa Joe. And then Samoa Joe's music hit. Samoa Joe came out. Sami Zayn turned around, thought he was going to come out of the entranceway. Samoa Joe came out from the side of the ramp, or side of the stage, came up and started beating down Sami Zayn. And he just kept saying, say my name, and then throwing him into like the video, the side video, like where they have all, like, the entrance and all that. Mm-hmm. So he threw him into that about a couple of times. Got him in the sleeper hold, which everybody wants to call it a Coquita clutch again, but it's the sleeper hold. And then he just says, if you're going to say my name, you better put some respect on it, he told him. So this could be a build up for Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe.
Hmm.
Maybe this is a build up to where he's like, I'm gonna make my example on Sami Zayn.
So you think that's at Fastlane?
Could be at Fastlane, yeah. Put respect on his name.
So was there any other things about Raw that stood out?
Uh, everybody got the everybody finally got the reveal of Melina, and she came out. She says some stuff, and then she goes, "You are now seeing Emma turn into Emelina. Now you're gonna watch Emelina turn into Emma or something like that. Make over from Emelina to Emma." Then she just turned around and walked off. That was it. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this whole thing. They've been saying that she debuting for forever now. It's got to be, it feels like years. And then she comes out, says that. So I mean, if Emma took so long to turn into Emelina, how long is she going to turn back into Emma? So I don't know where they're going with that. So it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, that's drawn off. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
It's one of those WWE storylines where they don't care, and that's the type of stuff that I really don't like.
Yeah. So it comes back to when I was talking about Elimination Chamber with the whole Nikki Bella and Natalya feud. I just don't care. I really just don't care at all. But other than
But
that,
overall, you liked Raw tonight.
overall, I like Raw tonight. They had Roman Reigns against Gallows and Anderson. Uh, Roman Reigns won by DQ. What else did they had? They had Kofi Kingston against Bo Dallas, where they had the plans for the New Day ice cream, and Bo Dallas ripped that up, and Xavier Woods looked like he was about to have a heart attack, but Kofi Kingston ended up winning that one with the SOS. Neville had some choice words for the gentleman, Jack Gallagher. And Jack Gallagher had a match with Noam Dar. He won. And so I think, let me put this real fast. Cruiserweight, I'm predicting this is that it's gonna be at some point. It's gonna be what's his name, the announcer for
Austin Aries.
Austin Aries versus Neville at WrestleMania. I'm thinking that. That's my prediction right there.
Well, to me, it sounds like they might be building to Neville versus Gallagher, I guess, at Fastlane.
Could be
And then I'm sure
Fastlane,
Neville
yeah.
wins, and then maybe that's where, like you said, that's when Austin Aries announces that he is medically cleared and he's back to an active competitor, and then he challenges Neville for Mania match which should be a very, very good match.
Should be a very good match, and I'm happy to see that. And then what else did we see? Mark Henry versus Braun Strowman. Strowman looks like
How was that?
two big men going after each other. Looks like Strowman was having a hard time with Henry when the ref was trying to break both of them up. He had his back turned to Strowman, trying to push Mark Henry out of the way. I mean, Mark Henry's a big guy. You're not going to push him out of the way. And cheap shot at him, and Braun Strowman ended up getting the win over Henry. And so Roman Reigns came back up. Those two went at it again with each other. Braun Strowman ends up catching him with a running power slam, leaves the ring. Reigns is just in the middle of the ring trying to gather himself. And then what else do we have? Cesaro, Sheamus. Cesaro and Enzo Amore, they had a match with each other. The Enzo Amore is not very good at one-on-one, so
No, he's not.
he is not.
I watched that match, and most of it is just Enzo's intro where he gets to do where he shines, and he talks on the mic, he cuts promos, and he makes very like relevant pop culture jokes and nods, which is really good. But it wasn't a long match. It felt a little sloppy, but anything that was sloppy was Enzo not being able to keep up, or like Cesaro's a very strong man, but you need to work with him in order for him to look amazing. But he's also strong enough where even though Enzo wasn't like going with Cesaro's strong enough to make you go.
Oh yeah, he's a very good technical wrestler, and I agree 100% with everything you said about Enzo going against Cesaro. I mean, it wasn't balanced. It wasn't balanced.
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Enzo's the weak part of the team, but at the end, Big Cass got in the ring and he shoved Sheamus, and then Cesaro had to hold them apart. So, like, that just teasing a match. I'm interested to see that if it hasn't happened yet. Big
Yes,
Cass versus Sheamus.
it's pretty good. And lastly, for this whole thing, Akira Tazawa against Aria Davari. That one,
Mm-hmm.
I like this Tazawa. He's very good, very physical, and just very
Oh, he
good.
has a very quick, strong style.
Very, very quick. And it was good. It was good. And other than that, I give this whole Raw. There's some hit and miss points, some ups and downs, but overall, I think they did okay with trying to counter with the momentum of Elimination Chamber, and I was very happy about the show. Just my main points were Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and the main event between Bayley and Charlotte.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed your 3 hours. I enjoyed the 1 hour I watched, and I'm excited for SmackDown, which I'll probably end up watching for tomorrow.
Yes. So if anybody doesn't know, SmackDown, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. That's what they said.
Rematch for the title.
So if you guys enjoyed the little Raw recap review, make sure you guys leave a like, and if you guys leave a like, and if you guys enjoyed everything and want to hear more, then make sure you subscribe as well. And I will see you guys next time.
Later.